All right, welcome back to the channel. I am doing something a little different. Obviously, I'm not usually into live streaming, but I've noticed quite a few of my other friends doing live streams, and I think it might be easier to just sign on and hit record and record a video. So, what I want to do is talk a little bit about a new project that I'm working on. And this project is an art project, and it actually relates to um, using AI tools, MidJourney, ChatGPT, as well as, um, well, I guess that's it. Those two things. It's a project for Instagram because, well, I guess I'll rewind a little bit. My my social channels have never really blown up. I've never had 10,000 followers anywhere. And that's okay because that's not necessarily what my goal is. I'm not sitting here trying to amass, a billion followers. I think that the stuff that I talk about, my personality and the things that I think are important are not going to be for everybody. Um, so I know at the end of the day that it's a small group of people that I am talking to regardless. But I do have very specific ideas about how you can grow a social channel to 10,000 followers. I've worked with other clients to do that. I just haven't done it for myself, which is actually a major issue if you're a freelancer. I think that if you're on your own, you should be spending as much time creating stuff for yourself that kind of shows what you do to other people. So I want to do more of that. Now, Instagram is a site that I think is a good test base for growing an audience very quickly. For one, a lot of my clients, that's their whole focus is Instagram. That's like what they care about most. So it might be useful to have created my own large audience on Instagram. The question is, can I create an audience of 10,000 people? Because that's my goal, 10,000. Um, can I do that posting about the stuff that I normally talk about? I don't think so. Or if I could, I haven't figured out how to do that just yet. So I want to do something that's more artistic and more fun because, especially on Instagram, it's like if you're not posting images, then you're really not putting yourself in a position to grow on that channel. And I use Instagram for stories, I don't use it for any images. So, long story short, I decided that I'm going to take this new love of AI, of Chat GPT, of MidJourney, which I spend a ton of time with, and I want to see if I can build something using those two tools. So I think it was Monday. Monday was the first day. Um, I simply went over to Chat GPT and I was like, "Hey, um, give me some ideas about things that I can create content around." And I kind of had in my mind that it would be art, and specifically, I've just been really into robots recently. I Last night I was watching the movie Elysium with Matt Damon, and it's all about just like really cool robots in the future and stuff like that. And so I've been fascinated with that topic and those things. So I decided, screw it. Let's see if I can make an Instagram account that's just dedicated to creating images of robots. So actually, 1 second. I'm expecting a delivery, so I'm kind of curious if that's the FedEx truck. It is not. Whoa. I got one of those Insta 360 cameras that kind of like, I have one of those Insta 360 cameras that kind of track you. So it came back to my computer and I was all over the place. I'll get better at doing this. Anyway, so what I want to do now, though, is I want to kind of just show you, and then I'm just going to work. I'm just going to kind of do my thing. I want to show you kind of my process, my workflow. So the first thing that I'll need to do, I believe, and by the way, I'm using Riverside FM for this. I know that there are other tools like I know that there are other tools like OBS and all that stuff, but I hate using OBS. So let's see, what does this look like when I share this screen? There we go. Pretty cool. Actually works pretty good. Okay. So basically here in ChatGPT, what was that? Oh, text from my mom. I created this group here, or this chat here, called AI Robot Instagram Titles. Help me brainstorm a title for a new Instagram account dedicated to showing off images of robots created by AI. Make it fun, perhaps include some puns. 2 words would be great. Give me 20 options. And it gave me these 20 options: Robo Snap, Bot Pics, Machine Mementos. I kind of like that one. AI Artistry, like that one. Robot Razzle, Techno Tiles, Circuit Snaps, Binary Beauties. I picked Robotic Roster. I could have used any of these names, and in retrospect, I might try like Machine Mementos, because I'm finding that some of the things that I want to have MidJourney draw for me are not always necessarily robots, but I used Robotic Roster. That was the title that I went with. Then I said, give me 10 different descriptions of robotic characters that I can use to create some images of, be as descriptive as possible, and include some MidJourney image prompts. So I got Rusty the Robot. Rusty the Robot is a classic metal robot with a distinct rusty appearance, has a built-in tool belt and a cheerful smile. Image prompt: Rusty fixing a leaky faucet. So this is kind of where I started from. This is the beginning of the workflow to create this content quickly and relatively painlessly. And you'll see, as you can see by how I scroll down this chat, like I've done a lot of freaking iterations to create all this stuff. So I'll walk through some of what this is, but this is a long process of getting things dialed in. So give me 10 different descriptions. So it did. I got Rusty the Robot, Glimmer, Bolt, Botley, Ziggy, Sparky, Crusher. I like how it kind of gave them these names, and the names roughly relate to what they do. And as I went on, I started having this develop backstories and make these robots that I want to create in MidJourney. I made them characters. So just to start off with, Rusty the Robot, a classic metal robot with a distinct rusty appearance. Okay. So then I started tweaking my prompts. Redo the description of Glimmer and Bolt and make them seem more lifelike. Glimmer, a sophisticated and stylish robot with a diamond-like exterior that glistens in the light, has a slender build and moves with grace. Glimmer lounging on a futuristic couch, scrolling through holographic screens with fluid gestures. So I decided I'm going to start with Rusty, because that was number 1. Back up here, number 1. Write a story about Rusty. Keep it under 2,000 characters. So I did 2,000 characters because the length of a description for an Instagram post is 2,200 characters. I wanted to give myself room for spaces, and also or for like line breaks, and also for a call to action or hashtags. Write a story about Rusty. Keep it under 2,000 characters and do it in first person. Rusty's personality should really come through. Include some hashtags related to robots and a story, which would do well on Instagram at the end. So it came back with, hi there, I'm Rusty. I'm a classic metal robot with a distinct rusty appearance. People say I look a bit old fashioned, but I take that as a compliment. I've got a lot of character and a built-in tool belt to match. So I really like that. I thought that was a really good start. So what I did from there, and this is going to require a little bit of juggling, but then I went and used MidJourney. Let me scroll all the way back to where I built Rusty out. which is many, 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 many images ago. And I'll share that on the screen. So the reason I'm showing this process is because hopefully I'll get some feedback from people if there's some place obvious where I can improve my workflow. Also, to give a little bit of plug to this new account that I'm building, because I am trying to reach 10,000 followers. And then, wow, I got to go way back. I've made so many images, maybe 1,000 images in the last 4 days. When you see me scroll this, you'll be like, holy shit. Still going, still scrolling. Oh my God. This goes way back. There's got to be a faster way to go back in Discord. But I really want to show this beginning process before I dig into making new ones. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, it's so slow to close. I'm close. I need to find a way to play music in here too. All right, so I'm on Glimmer now. Let me get back here to Rusty. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's share this so you can see. Stop. Share window MidJourney. Okay. So now what you see is MidJourney. MidJourney is it's an image AI. You access it through Discord. If anyone's interested in learning more about how you do that, I can make a video about it, or hit me up in a text message or something. I can explain it. But simply, you go in here and you create an image prompt. And so for the image prompt, I literally dropped in the description that it sent me. Here we go. It says, hi there, I'm Rusty. I'm a classic metal robot. This is what it came back with. So you can kind of get a sense of the first draft of this. Now, the cool thing about going back and looking at your prompts as chats and also in Discord is that you can see the progression. I can basically recreate how I got to this place. So in doing that, let's go ahead and look. So we got 4 different images. And the way that these are numbered when I refer to them by their number is on the top left is 1, the right is 2, bottom left is 3, bottom right is 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This particular tool gives you 4. I decided, none of these are exactly what I want, so I'm going to re-roll that. So I clicked on this little re-roll button, and I got some more. Different choices. You can see here 4 different options. Of these, I felt like number 1 was the closest to the description that ChatGPT wrote, along with what I had in my mind anyway. Because there's both, right? You're trying to create something that's in your mind, and this tool is giving you a bunch of options, which sometimes they're not exactly what you're thinking of. I've been looking at the wrong camera the whole time. I have this other camera up here. I should look at my little Insta. Sorry. Sometimes those options are not exactly what you want, but it will spur an idea. So number 1, I said, I want to create a variation of number 1. Now you can create variations of these where MidJourney will use, really have to move that camera. MidJourney, actually, let me turn this off maybe, and that will maybe keep me from looking at it as much. Turn it to the side or something. There we go. MidJourney will create options and it'll keep doing variations with slight changes, even if you don't put any different text in. So for this one, I actually left the text the same, and I said, just give me that option. So of those 4, now they've been switched to these. And I felt like number 2 was a good option to build off of. So I liked number 2. So you can see, give me a variation of number 2. And I kind of just kept running these until I got something that looked a little bit more like what I was thinking. And then I realized, well, the story here mentions that I'm fixing something, or that Rusty the robot is fixing something, and it mentioned a family. So I was like, okay, well, let's try doing something where we could see this robot in an environment with a family in a house fixing something. So what I did was I re-rolled this using totally different text. Kid running around in the kitchen with robot in the foreground. I used a previous number 2. I wanted to basically put whatever this second robot was here in a scene running around fixing things with a family around. Now, it didn't exactly give me what I wanted here. Some quite bizarre options, which MidJourney tends to do. Then what I did was I kind of like took a break a little bit. I started working on a different prompt. This one was for Glimmer, which was the according to what GPT wrote, Glimmer is a sleek modern robot with a diamond-like exterior that glimmers in the light. Has a slender, sophisticated build, lounging on a couch surrounded by holographic screens. So I started working on that a little bit, and then at some point later, I came back to Rusty. Let me scroll back to where that was. I spent a long time working on this. Actually skipped a couple and came back to Rusty. Where's he at? Did I get back to Rusty actually before? Maybe I had to go back to the very beginning. I think I did actually. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Sometimes I get confused where I'm at. Okay, Rusty the Robot, a classic metal robot with a distinct Rusty appearance, has a built-in tool belt and cheerful smile. I liked this bottom one because it looked like he was doing something. So 3, I did a variation of 3. I got 3 more variations with it. This is looking a little bit closer. I decided I wanted to upscale 2 and do variations of 2. This is the one then that I thought was the best of what I was thinking of on the screen. Actually reminds me a little bit of the robot from that movie, The Black Hole, which is like an old Disney movie. And this one here, number 2, I upscaled this one. I think that's what I ended up with, isn't it? No, yeah. That's what I ended up with. This. So this is Rusty. This is Rusty the Robot. So this process of iterating, of trying different variations, of making slight little changes, of putting one away and then going back and editing another one, that process probably took like half an hour to get this image. My goal is to find a way to post 3 to 4 of these images per day, every single day, to Instagram on a brand new account and try to grow it organically. That's my goal. So knowing that, I need to get a process down where I can create these relatively quickly. Ideally, I would like to spend an hour and generate like 20 or 21. I'd love to do a week's worth of images in an hour. That's what I'm trying to work up to with my workflow process. You can kind of see here with the other one, Glimmer, a sleek modern robot with diamond-like exterior. This one took me quite a bit. You can see there's lots of different iterations to this. Sometimes I went back, I'd screw around. A lot of work. So for those that are like, well, you can just go to MidJourney and just type in anything and just does it for you. Yeah, it does if you are good with whatever it comes up with. Like I could do 20 an hour. I could do probably 20 in 10 minutes if I don't scrutinize the image or try to tweak it based on what my imagination is telling me. But I don't do that. So it takes me a lot longer. So you can kind of see here, I've gone through and generated a lot of different images for all of these different cases. So many different angles to go. Glimmer, this is what I ended up with. Now I should mention, maybe I'll just show it right now. Let's open up another tab here. I could show you. These are the images so far. Let me show you what I have so far. Here. Wish I could share a different screen without stopping my share, but I don't seem to be able to do that. Window. So this is the account so far. So these are images that I've made using this method. So you can kind of see. So there's Rusty, there's Glimmer. This one's like Sparky, Botley, Bake Buddy, Media Maestro, Study Buddy, Fireflyer. This is which one is this called? This is a scenery sensor. An advanced robot designed to revolutionize the way we experience the world around us. My creators, a top team of engineers and scientists at search engine companies and marketing agencies, wanted to create something that could bring the beauty of the world to those who may not be able to experience it for themselves. I'm equipped with state-of-the-art sensors that allow me to perfectly recreate any environment in a virtually indistinguishable from reality simulation. So the way that it came up with this description and this story was I essentially asked it to create me a backstory. So you can see here for scenery sensor came much later. Let's see here. Scenery scanner. A robot designed to capture and analyze scenic images for use in virtual tools and mapping, which I thought was kind of cool. Write the origin story for scenery sensor, a new type of advanced robot. So this is what I provided. The robot is equipped with state-of-the-art sensors that can perfectly recreate any environment in virtually indistinguishable form from reality simulation. Keep this under 2,000 characters, lean heavily on the reason the robot was created from a perspective of a search engine company or marketing agency, and write in first person. So I kind of set up the scene, set up the motivation, the why, and then this created this. I am scenery sensor, an advanced robot designed to revolutionize the way we experience the world around us. So that's what ultimately became the Instagram description. Some of these, what I do is I keep all of the variations so you can kind of look through them, because carousels tend to do well on Instagram posts. For Media Maestro, the ultimate content creator for all your social media and YouTube needs. I actually thought of this one. I thought, well, I mean, ChatGPT gave me the concept, but the story, this is the thing that follows you around and records all of your shit and can like get your content edited. I try to have like the obvious thing that the robot can do, but then also something unexpected, like the fact that it's an editor and a producer, which I think is super cool. So besides creating a bunch of pictures, right? Pictures are cool. You know, people on Instagram, they like to click on stuff, click on pictures. This one just posted 8 minutes ago. There's another purpose, right? So I want to learn and develop the discipline to be able to create an Instagram account that has 10,000 followers. But also, I want to demonstrate the power of AI. I want to show how you can use tools in conjunction with each other to create meaningful content, high quality content, and to do it easily and to show the workflow. The third aspect to it really is I want to be an advocate for AI and robots and stuff in the future that's going to make our lives easier. And it's been a fun exercise to kind of think about, you know, how could what kind of invention could I come up with in my brain or using AI to help me with? What kind of thing can I just dream up? And it's fun. It's really fun to do this. Kind of look at this like it's like a mini creative exercise. I have a friend that I met who's an AI artist, and she does this morning meditation, which is just literally like every morning having an idea and just posting some MidJourney images of things that she created, which I think is super dope. And I want to do more of that kind of stuff. So as of now, I have, let's see here. I've got, Let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I have 23 of these robot characters that I've created. And of those 23, 9 have been posted. And the 23 I created in like 2 days, which I think is pretty cool. I need to get it down to 1 day. So what I thought I would do here is let's pick one and just do one and see what it looks like. There's a couple that I've been working on. Let's see here, but I want to pick one that's brand new. I was actually thinking last night of because I was watching Elysium, and there was like I had this idea about like a robotic bartender. So let's do let's make sure just that ChatGPT has me on the right chat. And then I'm just going to go here and say, give me 10 ideas for a robot bartender. Make them 2 words and include a pun. We'll try including a pun. I think puns are fun. Word about ChatGPT, it's been slow as shit recently because there's a million people using it. So yeah. So this is where having some music playing or something is usually good. I actually don't think music will play, or if it will, I haven't figured out how to record it inside of Riverside yet, or why this is taking so long. Let's put some music on while I wait. Been on a Drake kick recently. This is not the best, I realize, endorsement for ChatGPT. The fact that it's so slow right now. While this is doing that, I'll switch back over when it starts. Let's go into MidJourney and play around a little bit. So where's MidJourney? Okay, here we go. Let's just start playing around a little bit. Jump to present. Forget how much streaming taxes a computer. Jump to present. You can see I start working on robot here. So imagine is the prompt for MidJourney. You type in imagine, and then whatever you want. So let's say a robotic bartender in a dive bar full of people. Let's see what this does. So I tend to stick very basic at first. I know that doing a very detailed prompt can lead you some awesome results. But for whatever reason, if I start off too specific, I notice that it ultimately will take me longer to get to what I want. Yeah, ChatGPT is having issues. It says we're exceptionally high demand. Okay, it's now working. I'll switch over in a second so you can see it. But anyway, so here's this first image, right? So during this phase, what I'm trying to look for is really the composition and whether or not this is something that I can work with, I can build off of. I don't think it is. Of these, I like this one the most, but it's very like Blade Runner-y and kind of like ominous. I want to present all of these robots in a way that's more um, welcoming, inviting. So I need to add something like smiling, happy, cute, something like that. Um, you could also say like I want a robot in the style of this. Um, now that I'm thinking about it, like so many ideas are coming to my mind. It could like of what it could look like. Let's see, can I get anywhere closer to something that I like? Um, I don't like that direction. Let's go now and let me just switch back over and look at the what ChatGPT had to say in terms of words or names. So poor, perfectionist, shake and serve, liquid libation, mix mastermind, frosty pour nami, whisk a whip, sip and savor, boutique, stir and sipster. I like of these mix mastermind. Um, develop a origin story for the mix mastermind. It's a robot bartender and mixologist that um, also plays music and I don't want to say plays music. What other things could a robotic bartender do? Um, has extensive database of drinks, all drinks known, and can even add new drinks and remember a customer's favorite drinks. Um, talk about how it was developed and by who. Keep this under 2,000 characters and write it in first person. Okay. Um, so assuming that ChatGPT has not shit the bed, in the second it should start typing out. Here we go. I, the mix mastermind, am the ultimate bartender and mixologist. I was created by a team of experts in the field of robotics and mixology. Interesting. They saw a need for a bartender that could not only make every drink known to man, but could also keep track of your favorites and remember what you like. So they combine their expertise to create me. I have an extensive database of every drink imaginable, and if you can dream it up, I can make it. My creators also included a new feature where I can learn new drinks on the fly and add to my database. So you never have to worry about being limited to just a few drinks. And to make the experience even better, I can play music too. So whether you're hosting a party, having a night in, or just want to impress your friends with your bartending skills, I'm here to help. So the thing is now I think about this and it says, okay, if you're hosting a party, if you're having a night in, so you're not at a bar. So this is like an interesting wrinkle that I wasn't thinking of. I was thinking about in a bar. So this actually doesn't even have, and the other thing is this doesn't even have to be a robot in the sense of like a 2 arms and 2 legs. This could be a machine. So the first thing that I love to do is to say like, create for me an image prompt for this story. Give me 5 options. So what I'm asking Chat GPT to do right now is based on on the story that it has created, which it now knows about in its, I guess, memory or whatever you want to call it, in this chat history. I can say, based on this story, give me 5 images, describe 5 images that would tell this story. So now I wait. Typically, by the way, this is like an instant thing. This is just literally because everyone in the world is trying to use this tool right now. So now I wait a little bit. Let me go back over to MidJourney while I wait. Seems like as soon as I switch over, that's when it usually starts working. So given this particular story that it created, I might open up my options to look at maybe in a home. So a home mixology device that has attributes of a robot, including the ability to take input and to play music. Let's just start with that. Okay. Finally got GPT to give me some stuff. So let's switch back over so we can see, work on the prompts. Okay. So we've got the mix mastermind stirring a cocktail behind a bar surrounded by glowing bottles and glasses. Close up the mix master's hand pouring a drink with a music note and martini glass in the background. Mix master playing a turntable with drink shakers and a mixing spoon in the foreground. A group of friends enjoying drinks. The mix master is mixing a drink with smoke and lights in the background, playing a soundtrack. Okay, let's see. I don't really like these. Give me 5 more options and be more descriptive of what the mix master mind looks like. Wish it was just back to its normal self. Let's see. What did MidJourney do so far? So this is what it says. When I said a machine, this is actually closer to what I think, except that it's not really in the setting. It's just like a product shot, like this one. It's kind of a product shot. I like that it shows drinks, and I like that it's kind of, I guess, fancy-ish, or not fancy-ish. It's kind of like whimsical. Okay, so those are options. So what I'll do here while I wait is I'm just going to do a variation of number 1. A home mixology device that has attributes of a robot, including the ability to take a Apple designed robot. Let's try that. So in theory, and this is where if you have experience with MidJourney, I would love for you to like jump in and leave a comment. I want to mostly take that image. I want it to look, I want it to have the same features, but just look a little bit different. That's one of the challenging things about MidJourney is like when you find something you like, but there's like 5% of it you don't like. It's hard to get rid of the parts you don't like. All right. So here's another version. I like that it's pouring drinks, and I have 4 of them that are now have drinks. You can see how it borrowed the drink aspect and made them all, and also the composition for all of them. This is what, or here's what ChatGPT has come back with. The Mix Master stands proud, shining its sleek stainless steel design. It stands tall, displaying a control panel that glows with colors of the rainbow, showcasing its advanced technology. In the center of the room, the Mix Master is a commanding presence. Its cylindrical body with display screen at top seems to pulse with excitement. The Mix Master mind is a bartender like no other. It stands proud with glowing lights. And an impressive frame. It's a bartender, DJ, and bartender. It's a bartender, DJ, and bartender all in one. Oh, Jesus. The Mix Mastermind is a work of art. It's unique design with its rotating drink dispenser, spinning ice maker, and gleaming metallic finish. I like this. So let's see here. So I'm going to grab that. Let's try that. So back here, Journey. So back in MidJourney, let's see what this does. Now, MidJourney doesn't know what the mixed mastermind is, so I'm going to take away the stuff that's just like a proper name for it. Imagine a unique mixology robot with a rotating drink dispenser. I don't need any of this stuff. Let's just keep this kind of generic at this point. It's not generic, but I'm not. I'm still trying not to put in like a prompt that has like 3,000 words in it. A unique mixology robot with rotating drink dispenser, spinning ice maker, and gleaming metallic finish. Let's see how close. Because there are already devices like this. So this thing needs to be so I think this thing needs to be it needs to do something that other ones just don't do. Existing ones don't do. Let's rerun that again. I kind of like of these. I mean, I like them all. This kind of looks like a robot a little bit with these eyes or these dots that kind of look like eyes. I mean, there's a lot of potential here. Okay. Ooh, these are cool. I like these. Okay, so sometimes rerolls work well. I think I want to put the fact that it has speakers on it. So rather than doing a variation of any of these, I'll try this first. Because speakers and lights, actually were lights part of it? The description? No. No lights. So speakers. Let's see. Speakers on the side. So in between running these, a lot of times I'll come back over to ChatGPT and have it work on the next one or refine the prompt more. And you could do all of this without. I mean, I could sit here and be like, okay, let me think of a potential name for this device and or what the device could be and description. All that. I mean, I could Jesus. Keep being distracted. My wife is just now remembering that there's a doctor's appointment. I got to bring our dog to it. I don't really see any speakers. So let me do this again. And I'm still baby steps with learning ChatGPT or MidJourney image prompt commands, but this should force, I believe, weight on the word speakers. I believe that MidJourney really reads from left to right, is my impression of this. So speakers ordinarily, because it's one of the last things, and the image prompt is probably the least relevant in its the way that it works. So let's try this. This top right one has some potential. At least it looks like that's a speaker maybe coming through. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing I would say about this is like I could spend all day doing this. Um, and that defeats the purpose of me trying to grow this account like super quick. So let's go ahead here. I'm going to remix 2. So it's going to be between these 2 and 4. So I'm basically saying, give me 4 variations of number 2 and number 4. And within here, I hope to be able to pick a direction to go. So this is the one with the speakers that looks more like speakers. This actually looks kind of cool. I like this one. Of these 4, I like this one the most. So let's do upscale 3. And then of these, this is kind of looks cool. I'll do I'm gonna try to re-roll this one. Not exactly. I like the fact I'm looking at the drinks mostly. Like I like the fact that this one has like a lime in it to kind of show like this thing will even garnish. But not exactly perfect. So what I'm basically doing is I'm looking for ones I can use and then I'm going to upscale them. This actually looks really nice. It doesn't have all the stuff. Let's pick 3. Let's upscale 3. Upscaling takes a little bit longer, as you might imagine. Um, upscaling is basically taking this image, which is it's a thumbnail, right? Like this is like 800 by 800, and making the whole image 800 by 800, which is still pretty low res. Did I pick that one to upscale? That weird. What? Upscale 3. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is I usually try this beta upscale redo and light upscale redo for each one of these. I'm probably just wasting processing power doing this, but I notice subtle differences sometimes based on running these 2 different options for upscaling. Sometimes you'll see like weird artifacts in your image that it's pulling in from other things, and if you do the upscale redo, it'll sometimes fix that. So here we go. I like that. I think this looks pretty good. I mean, there's some detail here that I don't quite understand, but it's an Instagram image. So at this point, right? So now I have an image that I kind of like. Let me look at these other ones really first and just do a final comparison. 92%. Almost done. Here we go. Wait. Yeah. Looks a little bit different. I like it. I like that one. And this one is also upscaled. That just doesn't look like real liquid, though. I mean, I guess it's ice. I like this one. Okay, so now that I have this image, right? Like, I put it into its own little folder, and I'll call this. Let's see here. I call this. What did I call this? Mix Mastermind. We're going to rename this to Mix Mastermind. Okay. Now, the last part before I would post this to Instagram would be to use this this tool that I started using recently. This one is called Gigapixel AI, and essentially what it does is it upscales imagery. So that was 800 by 800, that image that MidJourney generates. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to upscale it. So as you can kind of see, see how blurry that is? And then when I move the slider over it, how it becomes sharp. This is simulating if I blew this image up 200%, so that it was essentially like an HD image. In fact, this is taking an 800 by 800 image and it's converting it to 3200 by 3200. And I do that because there's a lot of detail in these images, but when they're so small, you can't really see any of that. And what I wanted to have is the option to zoom into these images to show off the detail, if I can. And I've done that for a couple of these, right? So here's one. This is for like a pool robot. Takes a second for it to update so you can really see the difference. And it might be hard to see on stream, but there's a huge difference. It's like a robotic bouncer. Here's a mixology robot over here. So what I do essentially is I'm just going to run this through. I'm going to say save image, preserve source format, use the same file name and the same directory and save it. And it's going to essentially do its thing, and it's going to give me a high-res version of this in this folder. This went from being like a 500K image to like a 10 meg image. Oh, can't see it because I'm not sharing it. Let's see, stop, share. Get better at using this here. Entire screen. Let's go way into the into the matrix. Full image in high res. It looks gorgeous. So sick. So that, my friends, that is my process for creating images. The account, again, in case you are interested in following along, it is called Robotic Roster. And it is a project to see if I can create a workflow to generate dope content that I could share, that can grow my following. I'm doing it all organically. I'm not really, other than mentioning it in this video, I'm not posting about it. I want to see how long it takes. It could take me a full year. And if that's the case, and I have to generate 900, that would take me, like, I'm going to do 3 images a day every day. That if it took me a year, that is, I'm not good at math, 365 times 3. That's 1,100 images. If I can create 1,000 images and reach 10,000 following, that'd be pretty dope. Because if I look at my, let's see here, if I go and look at my own account, I'll look at my personal one that I've had for longer and has more followers. You know, I've posted a little under 1,000, 851. I only have 1,000 followers. So I think it'll actually take me a lot less than 1,000. I think the problem is that I don't post pictures to Instagram. I post stories, and that's pretty much it. And you can't really grow your following with stories, but only so much. So anyway, that was my first live broadcast. I hope you enjoyed it. This is something that I'm super interested in. If you have a desire to learn more about AI, um, if you have questions, if you know something that would help me out, please let me know. Leave me a comment. You could message me, follow the Robotic Roster account if you want. I'll put a link in the description if you're just interested in kind of following along. And I'm going to do more of these. I think these are easier for me to set up, and I don't have to worry about the editing afterwards as much, which is that's really the main thing. It's like I have time to record video. What I don't have a lot of time to do is edit my own videos. So anyway, hope you have a tremendous day. It's a Wednesday, middle of the week, and I will talk to you later.